All right, moving on. All right, we got shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. How Drake and Academics just became the rap's biggest vultures for what they just did. All right, let's see what he talking about. I don't know what the hell I just watched. I don't know what that. I'm so confused. I don't. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I don't know nothing about nothing. All right, man. Salute to the chat. Hit that like button, man. Lord have mercy. All right.
Akademiks, and all the weirdos we are unfortunately seeing more and more of every day. As Kendrick Lamar has started a new era in hip-hop where everything in rap has been shifting back to the place that it should have always been, as a result of one side of the people and artists moving away from the worst parts of the culture entirely. That other side of hip-hop that has been responsible for creating so many problems is standing further and further away from rap's core principles, and with this, it hasn't just been easier to spot who is on the wrong side of the genre, but also these guys are now linking up together and helping one another out to make sure that as hip-hop is shifting back to the place it should have been, which of course really means that they shouldn't have a place in it, that they can still hold on to their careers. And so with this, and Drake and Akademiks specifically, as they are trying to make this new side in hip-hop that over everything else is going to stand for the mindless clout-chasing culture that Drake has defined more than any other rapper has, Akademiks and Drake have continued to secure stronger and stronger bonds with some of the most despised people in hip-hop and beyond the music world entirely. And with all of this, while even the most annoying vultures and clout chasers will not be able to stop the shift that is going down in hip-hop, everything is about to get a lot more annoying as rap is in such a pivotal time. And now before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And with all of the chaos that the other side of hip-hop is trying to bring currently, it really has never been more important to leave that like. And so now with that said, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Drake, before we can get into what his role in all of this even is, we can't even get into what he has planned and how it's all advancing without talking about none other than DJ Akademiks. And with Big Ak, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, if you have been following how desperate this guy is to help Drake out in any way possible, he is really the glue to this entire movement that is going down and this entire strategy and plan that is going to try to dispel not just Kendrick Lamar, but everything he stands for at this point, which means hip-hop as an art form, because currently with Ak, he has not just been sitting in that same old chair and annoying everybody within the same old manner that he always does, but instead, Ak has pretty much been running around and doing side quests to both make sure that his own platform stays at the
side quest. He been doing side missions, like on GTA. Hey, ain't GTA supposed to come out? Is it this year or next year? Ain't it supposed to be like $250 for GTA?
top of whatever strange things he is trying to represent after losing a lot even on his side of things after doing some very weird things that were caught. But also with this, and again, this isn't just speculation anymore because Drake's DMs leaking with Ak's top guy in terms of who runs his stuff have now confirmed that the two are on the same page about how they portray Drake and what he is doing and how they portray Kendrick and everyone they don't like. And with this, Ak is seemingly going around and is on a run right now where he is linking up with the most annoying and desperate clout chasers you possibly could, and is pretty much doing PR for Drake and putting pieces on the board that are at the very least gonna support his and Drake's ideals and not Kendrick Lamar and that other side of hip-hop that they are scared of so much. And I mean, with Ak, this started with some of the most ridiculous moments that we have ever seen, and that really just put into perspective what this entire side of hip-hop is really about. And of course, we all saw this when Ak was sitting on the boat with a bunch of women, and for some reason they gave him the speaker and he started playing SSS for You, and instead of doing literally anything else, Ak decided to pull out his phone, record what he is doing, and started rambling about Kendrick Lamar and how his music would never do this. And honestly, with something like this, it's actually so embarrassing that you can't even take it seriously.
That is true. Why would you take the opportunity if you out there living life with a whole bunch of females and you listen to Drake? Instead of dancing with the females, you want to go on, make a video to talk about men. So you with women, but you take out your phone to talk about men. Yeah, boy, that's a damn shame. Why not enjoy the time you are with women? Shit, dance with them while they're dancing to Drake. But you probably thinking of Drake more than the women that's shaking their ass in front of you. Boy, that's some suspect. That's some zesty behavior, man. That's some zesty behavior. Ain't no way I'm gonna be with some women and fucking Kendrick comes on and I'm about to make a video. Hey, Drake! Yeah, bitch ass nigga, yeah, Drake, you ain't shit. Yeah, mother. Nah, I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna get my groove on. Be dancing on them booty. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on something. I ain't gonna be thinking about making no damn video talking about another man. What the hell? I'm gonna be living my best life.
Seriously. But from this moment, which really just showed what the current state of Drake's career looks like. From there, Ak and his goals to help Drake pull off this comeback have continued, and they are getting out of control at this point. And now, while Ak has already made Ye a part of this little group, and he is all but officially on Team Drake compared to how much he despises Kendrick and the rappers around him, even like Playboi Carti, Tyler the Creator, and really just the entire rap game at this point. And again, when this interview between Ak and Ye ends up actually dropping, we are going to see this more than we ever have. Because of course, as we have said, knowing the type of person Ak is, he is going to take Ye's angry posts and is going to connect them to this bigger message that they are trying to push against Kendrick. Beyond just having the support of Ye, Ak has continued his little press tour to keep this side of people who are in hip-hop but don't actually like rap music and just want to use the genre for their own benefit going, as he was at the center of one of the worst link-ups we have ever seen, as with Ak, DJ Vlad, and Adam 22 in the same room.
That's a good point, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, like he is on a campaign tour just to hit different platforms just to talk bad about Kendrick. And it seems like now that he mentioned that, you know, the whole because isn't Kanye West is gonna disrespect Kendrick Lamar in the interview. So it seems like every step that he makes, he always got to involve Kendrick. You know, always got to down talk Kendrick somehow and uplift Drake. That seems to be a pattern with good old Aki Wacky.
Room alone, and that's not even all of them. Just from the optics of this all, you don't need to look any further, but you can see the shift happening in hip-hop right before us, as we are seeing hip-hop split between the two people who look at the genre in completely different ways.
Well, this is the culture vulture Avengers right here, boy. The culture vultures of Avengers has assembled. Like, god dang, boy, this shit right here. Lord have mercy.
Alone, and that's not even all of them. Just from the optics of this all, you don't need to look any further, but you can see the shift happening in hip-hop right before us, as we are seeing hip-hop split between the two people who look at the genre in completely different ways and who want to get two completely different things out of it. And now the important thing to recognize in this time is that while Ak or Drake, for that matter, are not literally getting all of these people to join
Rap Legion of Doom, rap right. Legion of Doom, right? Facts.
Up with what they are doing and just push Drake no matter what. Because with someone like Adam 22, for example, I guess he was even right once in his career, as he did say an album like GNX was great while he was underwhelmed by SSS for You. Beyond specific takes or messages, just with a link up like this. In this time where Ak is one of the most talked about people in hip-hop for all the awful things he does, and he can't escape Drake because the two have been exposed for literally making plans about how to present what they want to say together. Just like on the other side of hip-hop, with Kendrick Lamar joining up with someone like Playboi Carti or Tyler the Creator rapping over Kendrick's beat on a remix, where the goal with all of that stuff, the Super Bowl, and so much else is to show the realignment of hip-hop culture as it always should have been, right for all of us to witness. What we are seeing with a link up like this is the antithesis of that, because for all of these guys, no matter what their specific opinions on an album may be, they all represent the side of hip-hop that does not want to engage with the actual art beyond the most superficial level. And they only even like and cover rap music for all of the worst reasons possible. And I mean, you see the picture, I don't have to go much further into that because we all know how all of these guys have come up, but again, by bringing together all of these fans, which from Drake's fans to all of these guys to even what's left of Ye's, this is what you are getting. Altogether, what we are seeing now is this loud group of angry people who don't actually like rap music and want it to succeed just form together with the theories and points that someone like Ak has been throwing out there, and Ak knows exactly what he is doing in terms of getting all of these fans who are just mad at everything to give them some sort of support when it comes to discrediting hip-hop at every corner they can and believing that Drake was an artist who was wronged by the industry that they are trying to go up against. And while this is horrible that these people can even represent hip-hop the way they do, and they do have direct influence and ties to some of the biggest rappers out, in a way, seeing this split be so clear probably will do better for the genre in the long run than anything else. But in the meantime of all of that, from Ak to Drake to all of these other guys, they are about to make it so annoying to be someone who just wants to listen to good music, because anytime now an actual artist is successful without a gimmick like Doechii, for example, or even with what Playboi Carti just did, these fans and personalities can't admit that people are resonating with music that isn't cloud chasing. And anytime an artist is getting successful, like with Doechii, for example, they say it's not real or that this is all in place to take down Drake by the industry. And while this is already so annoying as we see it, there is no other way to put it. It is only going to get a lot worse, as just as Ak is doing things like we are seeing now, this is getting so out of hand and so beyond hip-hop in a way that, again, with people like Ak and even Aiden Ross, they are getting ready to take these big rappers like Drake and Ye and make the full-on jump into collaborating with a certain pair of brothers. And again, I am not going to mention them by name, but if you didn't already know, you know who I am talking about now, and you probably saw the pictures of Ye with them, just as Ak has been on this PR tour really for Drake more than himself. When he was at an event and around Aiden Ross, and these guys showed up. I mean, Aiden Ross is the link that is bringing hip-hop together with the biggest losers possible, as he is the one who was bringing up the idea of Drake making this collaboration happen, and really with the way we are going, it's almost inevitable at this point. And again, just when these things happen, there is going to be so much anger at the side of hip-hop who just wants great music, just because of all the delusion that is being connected between all of these people who have some of the worst fan bases you could ever get. And with all of this, while it's about to never be more clear who is really in hip-hop for the right reasons and who is not, if you thought the conversation around Kendrick Lamar's success was already annoying because every time he breaks a record, these guys just keep trying to discredit it and discredit
every single time. Every single time Kendrick do something good, here comes Akademiks trying to downplay it, trying to discredit it, trying to act like whatever the case. It happens every time.
It's only going to get a lot worse very soon, because these guys like Ak and even Drake are going to exit music with the loudest and most annoying standoffs the genre has ever seen. And as a result of them doing this from the genre that they have taken so much from, while it's great that we have an artist like Kendrick who is standing up for everything rap needs, just be ready to see a lot of people trying to take away from what this art form has always been so amazing at doing, and what we are only going to see a lot more of in its future, as Kendrick is about to come back and Drake is only going to crumble more. And again, while this crew can just never take away from what we have seen, and if anything, this clear separation in hip-hop that is happening right now may benefit it down the line, no matter how this goes for us fans in the moment, as we see people like Ak just try to find more ways to get Drake back on top. It's about to be a quite interesting time for us as we see more ridiculous moves.
Yep, I agree with that. Akademiks is trying to find any way to get Drake back on top. I definitely agree with that. So that's why he always gotta downplay, discredit Kendrick every single time. It never fails.
Just showcase how desperate this side is altogether. And so now with all that said, let me know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That was a good video. Salute to that. Great video, great breakdown. Very loud of talking point. I definitely agree with that.
Now, when it comes to
I definitely agree with that.